For ACUsports.com, I'm Grant Boone. We're talking some Wildcat women's basketball. We've got head coach Julie Goodenough, and we've got Alexis Mason, senior guard. Coach Goodenough's team picked first in the preseason Southland Conference poll. That's a huge accomplishment. And Alexis is one of two Wildcats, along with Susie Demba, to be picked first team all-conference. So, Alexis, first of all, what does that mean to you?
It's a pretty cool accomplishment, but we understand that those are based off of last year's season. And so we just have to come out, prepare ourselves, and just be ready to play.
I know that last year the preseason rankings served as a little bit of fuel. Is that overstating it, or is that true?
No, last year we were picked to finish 9th, and so that motivated us, of course, to prove people wrong. So I think that would be the right word.
And so now, how does that change your motivation, seeing as how you're picked first?
I think the coaches do a great job of motivating us and preparing us and just getting the best out of us. So I think that we just have to be ready to get it done.
4 seniors on this team, you, Susie, Lizzie Demba, the twins, and Sydney Shelstead. All 4 of you were picked to either first or second team. You guys came in as a group. You're going to leave as a group. You're all going to graduate in May. What has this group meant to each other?
We're all best friends on and off the court, so it's been pretty cool growing with them and just going through good times and bad times with them. It'll be sad to leave each other, but I know that the friendship will last forever. So
there have been mostly good times here in these last 4 years. You guys have won a ton of games. A couple of weeks ago, you underwent a bit of a medical procedure just to get your legs healthy. Can you give us an update on how you're feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. It's feeling brand new. Not really feeling any pain anymore, so just ready to start the season.
A week from Friday, 9 days from tonight, you will take on the University of Missouri. How much will the fact that you've played in big games help you prepare for a game against an SEC team?
I think that our maturity level and the competition that we played in the past will help us prepare for this game, and also just listening to the coaches' plans and following the game plan. That'll just prepare us for it.
Well, let's talk to your coach and see what she has to say about all this. Coach, this is a special class. It's the kind that really very few coaches in any sport get a chance to experience. 4 players who, from the moment they stepped on the floor, were difference makers, right?
Yeah, they really have been. They were thrown into a pretty unique situation as freshmen. We had at least three freshmen on the floor starting, every game their freshman year. And so they have played just volumes of minutes, more so than, most freshman classes ever get a chance to play. And so they have made the most of their position here with the ability, to start from the get-go and to be considered leaders of our team, both on the court and off the court. And they have developed into some pretty good basketball players. We think that there's a lot more we can get out of them. We'd like to see them graduate as the very best basketball players they could possibly be. And there's a gap in there. We feel like there's still some things they can all improve on, and we're really excited about that and just what the future holds for us this season. But it's been a privilege to coach these 4 young ladies. It's been a lot of fun just to get to know them and for them just to become like family to the Goodenoughs. And, it's going to be just an awesome season. I mean, we're expecting big things out of them. We expect them to be a lot better this year in leadership and also just what they do for our team on the court. And, we're looking forward to the season getting started.
Alexis mentioned that the below average preseason ranking last year fueled you some. You're picked first here. And while that may put a target on your back, really you played a good chunk of last season with a target. Once you started winning your first 6 or 7 or 8 games in conference, weren't you getting everybody's best shot?
I think so, and we try to address that with our team that, people are going to understand that they're going to have to be prepared to play us. We're a force to be reckoned with. And so I think we have been in that position a little bit. And, we try to just make light of the preseason poll that, it's just based on what we did last year. It has no impact on this season, except that those teams below us are going to have that poll on their bulletin board, and they've got us circled. And so the way we felt like, hey, we've been disrespected, we're picked, in the bottom half of the league, there are a lot of teams under us that feel that same way. And so when they get a chance to play us, we better count on them bringing their best shot. And so, you know, to us, it doesn't really put more pressure on us, but it should be a great motivation for us to give our best effort every day in practice so that we're ready for those competitions.
Well, these four seniors, what they've done speaks really for itself. Alexis is most likely going to go down as the best three-point shooter in ACU history. She just needs a few more to get there. Whitney Swinford set a good high bar for her. But you just do the math. Four seniors, there are 5 spots on the floor at all times. So you're going to need, aren't you, the rest of this team to fall in behind them?
We are, absolutely. And I think with the depth that we have this year, it will really benefit our seniors just for them to be able to come out hopefully every quarter and just catch a breather. And I don't think that we haven't seen this kind of depth in their tenure here. And so I think we've got the people in place that can, you know, give the starters some rest in each quarter just to help them sustain a high level of play throughout the game, but also throughout the season, because it's a lot of wear and tear, you know, when players are having to play 36 minutes a game. And so we don't want our seniors to have to play that much, and don't want, you know, any of our starters to have to do that. And so we're excited about the depth that we have. We think that will benefit us in the long run. Especially
if you make a long run,
yes,
which is what the goal is. You told me earlier this week on the Wildcat Coaches Show, the goal last year, win the league, get into the WNIT. Now it's not just get there, it's do something when you get there, right?
Well, our opportunity last year to play in postseason play, we hope sets a precedent for us that, hey, this is what we do. We play the season and then we go to postseason play. And so definitely our goal is to put ourselves in that situation and be considered for postseason play again. And, you know, last year we talked all, you know, from June throughout the season, hey, let's win the conference championship and play in the WNIT. And I guess, you know, I never even thought about what we were saying, or that we actually maybe were kind of putting a lid over how successful we could be, because, I mean, we were just fired up to be there. And then at the end of the loss, the first game in the WNIT, we were like, wait a minute, we were really close to winning that, you know. And I guess we hadn't really thought about what comes after winning conference. And so, you know, we don't want to be the force that holds us back. And you know, we talk all the time in our program about striving for excellence to glorify God. And if God's got bigger blessings than just making a postseason tournament, we definitely don't want to be in the way, the ones to get in the way of that.
Someone's got to win the WNIT.
Someone has to.
Right. Last thing, I know so much of the last couple of months has been focused on your team, getting your team ready. How much have you turned the page toward the University of Missouri a week from Friday?
You know, I've looked at them a little bit, but I guess it's superstition, but we've got a scrimmage on Friday. We have an exhibition game at home on Monday night. We'd love
open to the public?
Open to the public. I mean, it'll be run exactly like a game. Game day ops people are ready to go. It's going to be exactly like a game, except it's free. And so, you know, we're looking forward to our scrimmage Friday, to that game on Monday. And I think just our practices and then those two competitions will dictate a lot on what we really need to work on those last couple of days before we play against Missouri. And so, you know, right now we're more concerned about what our team needs to do than what we need to do against Missouri.
Well, it is going to be a phenomenal season of ACU women's basketball. It begins a week from Friday with the first official game against the University of Missouri, and a lot of accolades coming the way of the women's basketball team. You've got the reigning coach of the year, the reigning player of the year. You've got a first-team all-conference player, and you've got 3 of her teammates on those all-conference teams, and you've got the team picked to win the Southland Conference. For Alexis Mason and Julie Goodenough, I'm Grant Boone for ACUSports.com.